makes her bid for a little piece of history.
Hello and welcome to the Run of the Race. I'm Brittany Taylor, joined by Mark Warwood to review everything that happened on Saturday. And Mark, it all started with the 2-year-old race. There was a bit of a boom on this 2-year-old. Amelia's on fire.
Yeah, a lot of hype around her. She was the talk of the trials a couple of weeks ago at Belmont, and we all know how good Simon Miller is at picking out a 2-year-old and then training things.
Well, she certainly lived up to the hype. Let's take a look at her taking out the opener.
At the 600-metre mark, and Damarillo Rose pricked her ears up in front and leads the way. About ahead to the good of Wicklow Princess, sitting on its outside, and then Amelia's on fire, about to pull off its heels and be put into calculations. On the fence, Carabiner tracking through, off the bridle behind them, ridden along Izzy May, being followed by Mercy Prevails, and then Shadow Shifter. Into the home straight, Wicklow Princess on the outside, loomed alongside. Amelia's on fire, let down for Pike very quickly though, and Amarillo Rose kicks again as they come to the 150, and Amelia's on fire, shoots a length and a half in front, has them done. Amelia's on fire and comes right away, the daughter of Sizzling, to score an impressive first up win.
Amelia's on fire, recording an overall figure of plus 2.8. It's pretty good for a 2-year-old.
Yeah, it's not a bad figure at all, and the way she did it was very impressive as well. Let's have a look at the file. I think the Forgive horse might be Izzy May here. They paid a fair bit of money for this horse. It was very green in the run, layout was as well. Did come home with the second fastest last 200 metres of the race. I'm going to forget Mercy Prevails here was last, and also had the slowest sectionals. The follow horse is clearly the winner. Amelia's on fire. Fastest sectionals after settling third in the run, and also really good splits as well, from the 4 to the 2 and the 2 to the winning post, the fastest as well.
You would imagine this horse is right on track for the big Karrakatta Plate come the autumn. All right, let's have a look at race number 2. It was the maiden. Family Discussion finally broke through with a world perfect run.
Tommy to Jack is going to take it on at the 600. Bachelor Boy, a long neck, Tommy to Jack. They kicked a length and a half to Family Discussion, cruising up on the inside of Carly Emily. Good Fortune is next, 3 deep, being followed by Geograph Bay, following the favourite into the home corner. The Squirt there in the centre, followed then by Miss Pins, Martorello, and Wild Gus looking for an inside run as they come to the 250. Bachelor Boy left the rail. Family Discussion capitalised upon the split and sprinted through brilliantly to grab it. Family Discussion kicks away. Good Fortune runs on. Wild Gust in on the rail from Geograph Bay, but Family Discussion ridden right out by Parnham. Too good for Good Fortune.
Family Discussion finally breaking through for his maiden victory at his 10th start. It was a well-deserved win.
Yeah, certainly was. I think the gate was the key in the run that he got as well for Chris Parnham. It had drawn really wide gates in some pretty decent maidens, then drew gate number 1. As we saw in the replay, he got the run of the race, pardon the pun. The Forgive horse has to be Good Fortune. Was wide throughout from an outside gate. Fair few people liked him on Saturday, or her rather, at the price. You were one of them, Brittany.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, the Forget horse's Tommy to Jack was wide, settled second, but the speed wasn't particularly hard. Came home with the slowest sectionals. And I think the follow horse has to be Good Fortune. I had her second pick on Saturday, so I thought the value was there as well. I think she'll be winning a maiden, and it's easier to follow horses out of these maidens that haven't won them rather than, say, Family Discussion, who's got to go on with it now.
That is very, very true, because we do see the same horses run around in these maidens, and slowly but surely they tick one off, and I'm sure one of them will be breaking through very shortly. All right, a horse that has just been breaking through all preparation was the horse that won the 3rd race, and that's Macroy.
3 deep, then on the rail, She's Vital at the 600. Red Moon further back. Fairy Whispers around it. War's a Chance and Mylena. Nearing the corner with about 450 to go, and Speeding Comet will bring them around the home corner from Sterling Estate, who's breathing down his neck behind them. Santiago Girl getting a cosy run and now spotting a bit of room. They've dropped off Copper Fury. Macroy starts its run. Sterling Estate headed. Speeding Comet at the 200. A length and a half to Macroy, charging down the outside. Coming between them, Santiago Girl. Macroy, Santiago Girl. Sterling Estate, they'll split the line together. Tight go, it's a head bomber.
Macroy just keeps getting better and better this preparation. Minus 3.2 on the weekend. This horse just keeps winning.
Yeah, it was wide for the majority of the way as well for Kate Whitten. This horse, he finds it difficult to run in a straight line, but Kate's getting on reasonably well with him, but did over-race. But that was a pretty good performance. He's possibly still on the rise as well. Racing's going to go up to something in the low 70s, one would think. The Forget horse has to be Copper Fury. Has been well beaten consistently in this grade. Slowest last 600. And if you go through its form, it's only won at Narrogin. And the Forgive horse, well, Torino finished 11th here in a field of 11. Was lame in both forelegs when it came back.
All right, now it's time to have a look at the Cyril Flower Stakes. It was one of the features of the day, and Rebel King, let's take a look at him winning. Box seated and was able to sail away for victory.
River Dance, the Geraldton Galloper is fourth, and then came further back Checkers first among equals. Pike will really need some luck here. He's trying to work his way off the fence with the favourite Celebrity Dream coming into the home corner. G-Boss again relegated to last. At the top of the home straight, Rebel King's about to get the rails run inside. Barracky beats at the top of the straight, shot through, grabbed the lead, 2 in front, River Dance. Pike's gone back to the inside with Celebrity Dream, but she's still 3 or 4 lengths off Rebel King. With 150 left to go, Rebel King clearly in front from Celebrity Dream. River Dance running on, but Rebel King ridden right to the line, wins the Cyril Flower.
Well, it was a pretty hot tempo in the Cyril Flower. They went -5 to the 600, and ultimately Rebel King ran away with a -7.7 mark.
Yeah, look, I'm willing to forgive Wrinkly here. Didn't lead on Saturday, but probably has felt the recent runs went too fast 2 starts ago. It was a pretty flat performance. He is now going for a spell. I think 1,200 metres is probably a little bit too short for him as well. So the forgive is Wrinkly. The forget, yet again, is G-Boss. I think this horse has been totally overhyped. I don't think he's up to this level. Thought his run last start over the 1,200 metres was better than I thought he was capable of. But on Saturday, he was very disappointing and was beaten by Barracky Beats. Follow horse. I didn't want to put anything in this column. I really did not. I don't think there's any horse out of this really worth following. Celebrity Dream was very disappointing. Nominally, I'm going to go with first among equals, just simply because I think he needs a little bit further or a little bit faster over the 1,200 metres. He was really good in the Scenic Blast, what was a fast tempo. It wasn't quite as fast on Saturday. Don't know where he goes to next, but 1,300 or 1,400 metres, he could win one of these.
All right, that is Mark's files for the 4th race there. We'll take a quick break, and on the other side, we'll have a look at the back half of the meeting.
Think all betting companies hold their profits? Not Tab Touch. Not only do we give you a better betting experience on your mic, but out here, a portion of every bet funds a better racing industry. Helps better your race club. Come on! Oh! And helps better local sport. Hey guys! So better your bet with Tab Touch. Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to the run of the race, where we are up to race number 5. And Mark, it might have been the pre-race antics that were the biggest talking point out of this race. Dicoletto just did not want to go out onto the track.
Yeah, he certainly didn't. 2 starts ago, I think William Pike had to do a running jump onto his back. William Pike didn't ride the horse on Saturday, and I think he was glad about that when he saw him playing up in the mountain yard and just outside the winning post.
Well, I think it's providing a bit of entertainment for some. Probably not the connections though, and as it was his not so good performance either. Let's have a look at what was a good performance, and it was Debalatio. 513 days it's been since this horse has seen the winner's circle, and finally found his way back there.
One day back with Rosa's Shadow, no say in it. Debalatio's rushed around them now and taken control, and Touch of Silver still well back in the field. Well, it was a game move. They were walking, and with 400 left to go, he's trying to steal it. Debalatio brings them up to the home corner, 2.5 to 3 in front. Whiting goes to work on Peppy Jack from Harry Thomas. A gap to Discoville, followed further back Rosa's Shadow. Debalatio, though, at the 200, well clear of Peppy Jack, Harry Thomas, Discoville. As they come to the 150, it's Debalatio, about 2.5 to 3 in front. Peppy Jack won't go to it, and a great ride there to pinch it here mid-race. Debalatio beat Peppy Jack.
It had been 532 days since Debalatio had seen the winner's circle, and thanks to Dan Stake's initiative, he found himself back there.
Yeah, really good ride from Daniel Stake. Very reminiscent of the Size Produce win as a 2-year-old when Daniel took up the running. There wasn't a great deal of speed. Well, there was speed early in this race, but then it came right off, and then Daniel decided to go forward, and there was no catching Debalatio. The ride run the race. Doesn't make the file because of that. Horses that do make the file are Touch of Silver. I think that's the forgive horse here. Really wasn't one to suit. Second fastest sectionals in the 2, the 4 and the 6. The forget horse, we mentioned him off the top, Dicoletto, and look, terrible before the race. Raced with his head in the air and was also under pressure from a long way out. The follow horse clearly has to be no saying. It settled last, fastest sectionals all the way home, was first up over probably what was a shorter than ideal trip, the 1,500 metres. I think this horse has got to win in him very soon.
I definitely agree. I was shocked to see how this horse drifted in the last few minutes of betting, because he looked magnificent. Credit to Lindsay Smith, because a horse coming first up, 1,500 metres, he looked magnificent and he ran accordingly. All right, we are up to the Challenge Stakes, one of the other features on the card. Creative Hero won this, but I suggest if you did back Regal Power, you might want to look away.
Around stranded 3 deep, then Final Hearing camped in the middle, down on the rails, then the Bunbury Galloper, Fred Dagger, Cetro's improved, and then Speedy Miss back in the field, then Liberty Magic coming around the home corner, and Sliced Bread whipped them all in the challenge. Dacio led, 350 to go by 3/4 Light My Day. Creative Hero letting down, cutting back to the inside now, at the head of the others, then in the straight Regal Power, 200 left to go. Creative Hero reaches the lead from Light My Day, Dacio, and down the outside then a Cetro running on Speedy Miss. Creative Hero in front, Regal Power gets clear, dives but misses.
Creative Hero getting the chocolates there, but what a performance from the Cerise and White. Finished first, second and third.
Yeah, I got the first 4 home in this race, but I was lucky, very, very lucky. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than it is to be good, because looking at the file, well, it's all about Regal Power. The Forgive horse is certainly Regal Power. Couldn't get out at the right time. Clearly should have run the race. About 200 metres past the post, he was in front. The Forget horse is coming around. I was a little bit questionable about the form of this horse. Had been running really good sectionals in slow races. Was wide on Saturday, but I think that's a pretty poor excuse. I think coming around has been overrated by some, and the follow horse clearly is Regal Power going towards those features.
I think William Pike might be jumping ship and jumping aboard Regal Power, one would suspect. Okay, let's have a look at the next race, and a horse that has just keep stepping up and up this preparation, Alpha Sky.
One Delicate Miss, Red Publisher back on the inside to Showcase from Miracle Man. 2 lengths to Ms. Lecky. Tell them we're coming, still well back, about 7 from the leader. And Special Delivery is now last at the 400, and they're about to set sail for the judge into the straight. Down on the inside, Alpha Sky led Rock on Tommy, who won't go away. And then 2 lengths Key to Fame, followed by Grey Enigma and Our Finest Moment. But Alpha Sky, given his head, burst clear. 200 left to go. Carberry draws the whip. Look at Alpha Sky go. Open them up, put 5 on Rock on Tommy. Delicate Miss, Grey Enigma, Red Publisher, Special Delivery. That's a super win by Alpha Sky. Alpha Sky.
A wonderful performance there by Alpha Sky. Recorded an overall figure of -7.4 and was able to do it at both ends.
Yeah, that's the key thing here. Went really fast early on, but the fastest split from the 4 to the 2, that was Alpha Sky's. He was eased down in the final furlong, so he would have run a better figure had he wanted to. He's clearly the follow horse out of this race. This horse has been transformed by the blinkers. I was a little bit concerned he was a fresh horse and perhaps didn't want this far. Well, he's certainly not a fresh horse anymore, and 1400, he absolutely murdered them on Saturday. Follow horse, tick, tick, tick. The Forget horse is Showcase. I'm really not sure where they go with her next. I think you could also make a case for Miracle Man being a Forget as well. And the Forgive horse, well, it's Our Finest Moment was lame, will be retired, was only a length and 3/4 off Alpha Sky at the 400 metres, but obviously was well beaten.
Yeah, really sorry to Connections there to see the retirement of that horse. All right, let's have a look at the lucky last, and it was Mycroft winning, giving Kate Witten her first Saturday double.
Behind those then came Mycroft setting after them. Nordic King came off the bridle. Bow Count starting to stall nearing the corner. Lawfy's off and going. Time to Hunt Buctorio. Bollinger Boy getting held up. There's Crystal Valley around the outside, and Media Baron trailing it into the straight though. Bow Count led. Here comes Avidus. It'll be the first to grab the leader. 2 lengths to Mycroft. Crystal Valley storming down the outside, followed further back by Media Baron. Avidus had reached the lead. Mycroft about to level up with him with 100 to go. 2 lengths Crystal Valley. Mycroft now surges past Avidus and Crystal Valley, and Mycroft draws away to win.
Mycroft winning there, recording an overall figure of -11.6, which will be the best of the day, but probably flattered by that hot tempo.
Yeah, look, this horse has been in form. I'm kicking myself I didn't have it in the quaddie, because I was alive going into the last race, and it was certainly tippable. Up in trip certainly suited, and the tempo was really, really good for it. So the follow horse for mine is Mycroft, settled 4th, but did have the fastest last 200 metres, which, given that the horse was on speed in a relatively fast run race, is a pretty good effort. The Forget horse, I think it's been in the file before, it's Nordic King. I just don't think this horse is very good. I don't think it's got anything to do with the trip. I think people are looking for excuses with this horse. I think it's got a lot more to do with its ability than the distances. And the Forgive horse has to be Avidus. He's second in what was a brutal race. He probably would have been better off leading, but that was simply not possible with Bow Count in the race. -17.4 to the 600. Just too quick.
They went really, really quick in that last race. And of course, that brings us to the best overall figures, where we will see that that race will become our best race of the day, given that just fast tempo.
Yeah, you can only run really, really good ratings off fast tempos, and Bow Count, and to a lesser extent, Avid has provided that. So the honours go to Mycroft. But as we mentioned off a couple of minutes ago, I think the run of the day really was Alpha Sky. It was a phenomenal performance, did it at both ends. The sectionals were excellent, the splits were excellent. This horse is just going from strength to strength.
I definitely agree. What about when we look at the fastest splits of the day? Who gets that honour?
It's dominated by one horse, that's My Lane for Brendan Fitzgerald and William Pike. 10.96, 22.12 and 33.44. The Pike factor made this horse a little bit shorter than probably should have been on Saturday, but it appears to have a win in there, and I think if Pike sticks, that'll be a good enough tip in itself.
Well, it certainly flew home, so let's hope a win is in store very soon. We'll have a quick break, and on the other side, let's find out who the tipper of the week is.
At Tab Touch, our bettering department comes up with new ways to better your betting experience, like putting better features at your fingertips, such as Sky Racing and Super Pick.
But if you think we're just doing what every other betting company does, think again. Because we're also giving a portion of every bet to fund a better racing industry. And betting your local. So better your bet with Tab Touch.
Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to the run of the race, where we are up to having a look at the summer and autumn tipping competition and seeing how last week's tipping went. Mark, not an overly big moving day, but still you can get enough points.
Now, you did need to have Rebel King, it seemed, in the major race number 4. So he paid $20 and $3.40. And speaking to the guys as they came into the mounting yard from the Impressive Racing crew, they were really keen on the horse. But yeah, Amelia's on Fire, $1.40 to start it off with. You were actually looking for a fair bit of value on the weekend, including horses like Good Fortune in the second.
When I looked at the winner, I was actually looking to see whether Mr. Money, the previous one of the winners that we've had before, an owner of the McAuliffe camp, I thought maybe we'd see an Impressive Racing name in here. The winner this week, Hayden C, he goes by, and he's had a pretty good performance.
Yeah, Hayden Carruthers is his full name. He's a member of Perth Racing, so congratulations to Hayden. He wins a $250 voucher from Crown Perth and also a $350 cheque from Perth Racing. He gets the bonus because he's a financial member, and key to him winning, of course, was Rebel King. It is almost impossible to win this weekly competition unless you get the big bet on the biggest prize winner.
Unfortunately for Hayden, though, that doesn't see him get into the top 8 at this stage. So he'll need to find one of those other big winners, you would imagine, to try and find his way up the top of the order. But great weekly prizes. So remember, you can join at any time to make use of those great weekly prizes. All right, let's have a look at what we have in store this week, and it is Detonator Stakes weekend. Let's have a look at the last 3 editions.
The leader at the 200, Badamajo though races up with Silver Plated. Here comes Angola from the back of the field. Cougar Knights is getting a split towards the inside. Silver Plated, Angola on the outside reaches the lead. It's Angola beats Silver Plated. Cougar Knights getting through late, grabbing third.
Coming through, Tonto the outside, and also Falcon Crest. Poonamoo and Tonto have come together, but the grey, geez, in superb form. Look at him go, Poonamoo, and Poonamoo comes away to win it well. Poonamoo bolts in over Tonto. Woodsville joined in, 11 seconds coming through now, Falcon Crest with a good run. It's Woodsville, Falcon Crest, 11 seconds the outside, Dark Alert, Falcon Crest comes hard at Woodsville, Falcon Crest going home better, and Falcon Crest has won.
Falcon Crest winning the most recent edition of the Detonator. It's sure to be another great edition this weekend. And Mark, plenty of trophy races this weekend as well.
Yeah, that's one of 4 trophy races. We have guests here from the Malayan Racing Association on Saturday, the clubs in Malaysia, Perak, Penang and Selangor. So they'll have trophy races as well as the Detonator Stakes, and looking forward to seeing the reappearance of the Perth Cup winner in Star Exhibit.
Certainly are, and we welcome our international visitors as well. That brings us to the end of another episode of The Run of the Race. It's been a pleasure to have your company. Bye for now.
He makes her bid for a little piece of history.